Hey there, YouTube. This morning, I'm going to go through the comments on the platypus. Should I get the platypus? That was really the question. And toward on the top end on the Staccato XC, so we're going to take a look at that. All right, so like I said yesterday, I put up a video on the platypus, which is, I don't know, it's a gun that it's not that I didn't know I wanted it. I still don't really want it, but trying to get like why do people like it so much? Honestly, I think it's a price thing, but let's go through here and read some comments. First one, Ben. Yes, Ben, you need to order one. There are full size black ones that are in stock. You will not be disappointed. They have a unique recoil impulse and shoot very, very well. I love mine. Easily my favorite pistol to date. It's been more reliable than my C2 that had a failure to feed every so often. It runs like a sewing machine. I like the grip angle better than staccato as well. I also like how the rear iron sight is independent from an optic plate and part of the slide. I cannot put it down. It's just been fun to shoot. Um, okay, like that's cool. Like I'm glad you guys are happy. Maybe what unique recoil impulse. There's another gun like that. The alien that has a unique impulse. That impulse sucks though. Maybe he says the platypus is better. All right. I don't actually like, let's go to another comment. I don't actually think this is a gun that offers anything unique or particularly appealing to a competitive shooter. Is it neat? Sure. I think this gun is aimed at someone who has a surplus of Glock mags and thinks that's important for a new gun purchase, or someone looking to get into their first 2011 and willing to spend a bit more than something like a Prodigy to get it a bit better. But for someone already shooting a 2011, I don't think the gun makes a lot of sense. If I wanted a 2011 with non-standard mags, I'd spend a bit more for a Bull Armory and get a gun that is extremely well built and well suited for competition. It also has a finish that will stand up better to constant holstering. Yeah, this Cerakote is it's not super dope. That's kind of lame actually. All right. Took a class this weekend that included two guys shooting platypi. I ran a mag through one of them. It was nice. Very nice. The other guy had to fight through multiple malfunctions. I don't know what they were, but I know he had problems. I won't be getting one because I simply don't need another gun. But if it was possible to simply buy one and not wait 7 months, I'd be really tempted. Yeah, there is a bit of a wait time on these. Um, I don't think I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I mean, if you wait a little bit and they'll put it together right, that's cool. All right, let's take another comment. There's so many of you commented on the friggin' platypus. I kind of figured that'd be the case because people always talk about this gun. Okay, let's take this comment. So I own a Staccato P, and of course, it's a great gun. I have zero complaints. Of all the guns in my collection, it's probably the one I was most proud of, and is definitely one of the ones that people always want to see and shoot. Yeah, that's been my experience for sure. Recently, I got a platypus, and I can honestly say it's just as good as my staccato. It shoots just as accurately. It has just about the same recoil. Man, so much for that unique impulse. In fact, if I close my eyes and shoot them both, I really can't tell a difference in how great they feel when shooting. Okay, okay. However, the platypus might actually be better, and here's why. The grip feels so much better. It's slimmer and has a better texture. I actually prefer the grip angle, which is a huge surprise considering I'm not a Glock fuckboy, and the grip angle has always been something I actually criticize them over. It's more aesthetically pleasing than my staccato as well. Being able to customize it was an experience unlike any other gun I've ever bought, and that is true. Just looking at the site, I mean, you get a ton of options. And the absolutely does mean a lot. People can say it doesn't, but it absolutely does. When you go buy a car, you never say, I don't care what color it is. But it's more than that. It's being able to choose the options, which I won't go over, and they make available and really put it over the top for me. And it's absolutely a well-built gun. It's not like you're buying a Thesis, which is a decent gun, but not even close to a staccato, and trying to pretend it is. And the Glock mag thing does matter. I have tons of Glock mags because I have several guns that run on them, and staccato mags are stupidly expensive. You're already dumping a few stacks into a staccato. You have to pay $100 a mag just so you aren't reloading constantly at the range. I can use my 50 round drum on my Platypus. I don't think you can get one of those for a staccato. Well, that is a persuasive argument. Now we're speaking my language. So if you're a staccato owner, then you owe it to yourself to buy a Platypus. Of course I do. You might not want to admit it, but you're going to love the Platypus at least as much, unless you're an insufferable fanboy, the way Glock fans are when you mention a SIG. Edit. So far, the Platypus seems to be drop safe, whereas the staccato is not. Yeah, so got a lot of feedback like this, and especially when it's spending my money. A lot of you guys are happy just to tell me to buy the thing. Anyway, also, while I was well, I didn't do it, but one of the boys put a little more tension on the sear in the XC, so I figured I'd take the top end apart and get a good look at it. Now, the firing pin, I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to see this. The firing pin doesn't look too bad. It's pretty dirty. I mean, not the firing pin. Sorry, the extractor. The extractor doesn't look too bad. Let me wipe this thing off. It's not like, well, it's caked with carbon. Like this bad boy's dirty, but the gun was still extracting fine. Let me get the actual slide. This was to me the most interesting part was the amount of carbon you can see around the extractor. It's I would say it's carboned up as much as if you can see that. I think you can. I put better photos up on my Instagram page here. But it's like you can see a ledge of carbon. There it is. Yeah, you can see that ledge on the camera. It's as much carbon as I've seen around the extractor of a gun. And I mean, this thing was still working, so that's a good thing. And the firing pin doesn't look all that interesting. But anyway, after maybe 15,000 rounds, finally taking the top end apart, the gun is like, yeah, it's about as dirty as any like duty style gun that I've taken and shot this much. And I don't, like I said, I don't pull the top end apart all the time. But it works as it should. I wouldn't say that I'm impressed. I mean, I've had a lot of guns that are very, very dirty and still working. And unsurprisingly, the XC is in that boat. Anyway, I'll consider the Platypus. I appreciate all the feedback and comments on it. Um, it's an interesting gun, and I think it does it makes it better if you can like truly customize it, which it looks like their website lets you do. So anyway, I'm gonna go blast. I'm gonna go get some shooting on.